Hola and welcome to the Rough Tackle Podcast, the official Ghana Premier League podcast where we talk about everything Ghana football and the top flight league and the players and stars in there. So, match week 27 ended over the weekend and we are going to match week 20 here. But today, I have two of the brilliant brains when it comes to Ghana football and the local league here with me. First, I have on my left, Aji Jones, and then on my right, Bashiru, who has been a constant feature on this particular podcast. And then Jones, is this your first time being on the official Premier League podcast?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
It's a good one. It's a good one. This is our league, yeah. So we're outside.
But it's been a while or so. I think it's been a while since you've been with us. How do you feel coming back?
Yeah, it's always great to be here.
Yeah.
Going through 30 days of fasting, so I just dedicated that period.
Oh, okay.
That's why I've not been around, but like I said, it's always a pleasure being around.
So now you're
Talking
fully
Ghana football.
refueled to.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It's always a pleasure talking about Ghana football.
All right, so guys, as you can see, we just flip things a bit, just like at the league table keeps flipping. So before the weekend, BB and Eagle Stars were on top, and then they stumbled in Tamale. So Medeama, after winning against 11 Wonders on Friday, went back to the summit of the league. So let's start with Friday. So on Friday, Medeama after so many games, a winless run of about 5 games, they finally managed to beat 11 Wonders, and that defeat actually confirmed 11 Wonders' relegation from the league.
It's one of the easiest games for investors. If you were going to splash cash on that game, you knew that there was no way that 11 Wonders would spring up a surprise or a miracle against Medeama, who needed that win. They knew the situation they were coming in, a bad patch, and then they didn't even know that a win would take them to the top and stay them up there until the end of the weekend. The game week. So I think that it was a good one for them, and you need games like this to just revive you back, put you back on track. As for 11 Wonders, I'm sure that for their fans out there, they would be cursing the owner. They would be cursing the owner. Surely, I remember when they played the playoff in at the Accra Sports Stadium, and you watch the numbers that pulled all the way from the north to come to Accra, Charlie. And then they get qualification,
and they move the team out from Techima to.
And you tell them that you sold the slot. No, sold the slots, and then later they change the name and all that. Obviously, someone will tell you that Spirit doesn't play football. Trust me, Spirit does. The backing of your team is very important. And 11 Wonders are one of the teams that have little fan base. You go there and then you don't even see a traditional fan base. You see what the Aduana fans are doing. And it's one of the reasons why, with 7 games to go, just 10 points confirmed they're already relegated is a bad one. But for the Medeama, it's a good one that would, set them up, and we have a good title race on our hands.
All right, but let's stay a bit more on 11 Wonders, because over the course of the season, one thing the line and the other guys have been saying is the fact that 11 Wonders, their relegation being confirmed early with about 7 games or so to go. Meaning that, all the other teams here to play them, there will be some question marks in those games. It will look like easy points for the rest of the teams. Do you also believe same?
No, they have to take cue from other leagues, other top leagues in the world. You look at the English Premier League, for example, where there are teams that have been confirmed to be relegated because you look at it mathematically, it's virtually impossible for them to survive the league. But then they are playing for pride. A typical example is Wolverhampton Rovers in the English Premier League. So they can equally play for pride. He was alluding to the fact that, people are being bussed to go and watch them. What are you giving them as a reward for sacrificing their time and efforts to come and watch you? And it's also an opportunity for the players to play, to stay in the league as well. No one wants to drop to the lower tier of the Ghana football. So obviously there is something to play for. They have to feel motivated going into the rest of the games. The other teams who would also depend on their results as well, they need to play it very fairly as well for those teams as well. So I think there is always a motivation in there. My bane in the Ghana Premier League is always these questions that people do pose about teams trying to fix matches once they are confirmed to be relegated. It's a genuine fear that people have. But I want to believe that we want to change the narrative. These are all parts of trying to bring back the love of the Ghana Premier League. You enjoy football matches when it's very competitive. And so they need to remain very competitive. They need to play for staying in the league, and they need to play for pride as well. So I'm looking forward to them giving it a go. And as well, they can use this as preparations for playing in the championship and hopefully trying to play themselves back into the top flights of Ghana Premier League. So this is an opportunity for them to give a very good impression of themselves, and let's see how they fare without pressure. Yeah.
Charlie, that one, you go hard.
You go hard.
See,
You go hard.
you know, I watched the fixtures, right? I watched all their next games. I mean, this weekend, 11 Wonders would be at home and take on Hoho United.
Okay, so I think the point is that we know they are struggling this season.
Yeah.
They've been unable to beat teams. Teams
Yeah.
around them.
Yeah.
They've been unable to beat teams. But the point is that the rest of the game shouldn't look like
Yeah.
games of convenience for the other teams.
And it would be. I think it would be. The only thing is that it takes pressure off you. You're already relegated. And so the coach, we already gone. You might try new things. You might try new players. Players might try, just like Bash said, that there's now players are actually going to play for themselves.
Right.
I want to pick an impression on another team and all that. So, but I think that with what we've got into, and in the season where everyone can get relegated, the gap, you see, with 2 games, you can be in the title race.
Yeah. With 2 games, you are back in the
relegation
drop zone. Yeah.
And so it might not look like what's the name? 11 Wonders are giving out points, but I think that it will be very difficult to pick any points in the games coming.
I think I get your points, but to Medeama, this is a team that went on a 5-game winless run.
Yeah.
They were on top, going into match with 27. They were in second spot, and then they beat 11 Wonders.
Yeah.
Are they truly back, or is they just 11 Wonders? Like I keep saying.
Oh no, I think it will be a turning point for them. It'll be a turning point. If you want to be a champion and you can't use games like this to propel yourself back into a title race, that this one there was an Gold Stars give it to them free fala like Chale fala. And if you can't just put yourself back on track, use this game to get back to the top and be that title. Already they're in a title race. Now they are on top. See, Gold Stars have 0 goal difference.
Yeah.
And that's a big one. You have
They scored
plus
29.
17.
They've considered 29 as well.
And you have plus 17. It should be a statement for them that they should be back in the title. And I think it's a good game for them to get some win in the coming games.
Okay, we'll see if Medeama can maintain the pressure on top. But that was for Friday. And then on Saturday, we saw Vision FC play that goalless draw against Basake All Stars in Tema. I wasn't surprised with the result because Vision are very good at home, same as Basake. But I was surprised due to the fact that Basake moving away from their home because they've been very solid at home. I think about 10-9 games they are unbeaten at home. But them coming to Tema, I thought Vision was going to do a damage on them. And then on Saturday, as of folk. We keep talking about the fact that they are not scoring. But against Rudolph Blast, on their return to Accra Sports Stadium, they went down by 2 goals in the first half. Rudolph Mensah and William Dankwa scoring in there. And then they came back to equalize. Because in their last 5 or 6 games, they had only scored a single goal.
Yeah.
By 45 minutes, they scored more than that. They scored 2 to equalize. Have they finally solved their attacking issues?
I don't think
You
so.
don't think so?
I mean, you can't just put it to one game. I mean, the lack of consistency has always been a problem for Accra Folk throughout the season. I mean, you alluded to the fact that they have a very strong defensive base. I mean, you look at the league, they are the team that have conceded the least goals in the Ghana Premier League.
I think now it's 11 goals considered.
Yes, so they've considered the least goals in the Ghana Premier League. So for them to concede 2 goals against Radio All Blacks was a bit shocking for me. But they did show the mental fortitude that you need as a big club to come back into the game. I was thinking they could go on to win the game, but unfortunately it was too much a hurdle for them to overturn. But then, I mean, there are lots of positives to take out of that game. I mean, finally, Accra Folk managed to score more than a goal in a game. So, I mean, I think those are the positives that Accra Folk can take from the game. And you look at the fact that Accra Folk in the last 5 games have performed very poorly. Only 11 Wonders and Hoho United have picked lesser points than Accra Folk in the last 5 games. So, I mean, for them to have come back and end a point from that game should give them the sort of optimism that they need going into the rest of the games. They still have a chance of winning the league. They are only 6 points adrift Medeama, who are top of the table. So I expect them to gather momentum from the game that they played against Sweden All Blacks. It's always very difficult to score to come back from 2 goals down. So for them to have been able to do that, they can use that as a guide in their subsequent games and hopefully mount a title challenge. I've been very impressed with the way they set up, with the way they play. The problem has always been the fact that they are not scoring enough goals. So hopefully this could propel them to try and then find their scoring boots and hopefully put a title charge till the rest of the season.
But Jones, do you think that this has a folk team? Yes, Bash mentioned the fact that they are just 6 points away from Medeama, but are they truly in the title race?
I don't blame the coach. When it really mattered, they scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
And you watch that, it's about taking risks. Hearts of Folk, you watch the 2 goals they conceded. 2 long balls coming.
Yeah.
The first long ball went through, beat the defense.
Yeah. And then the second one,
the
Solomon
goalkeeper,
was slipped.
yes, poor communication, a back ball, a header backwards to the goalkeeper. That was brilliant. But the goalkeeper who we've been praising, talking about, even vouching for the Black Stars,
he happens.
goes all the way.
I mean,
and he spoils the party. But then again, I see the mentality of Accra Suffolk. You see, in the second half, they decided to risk it all.
Yeah,
and they got the goals. And even when they risked it all, what was the name? The opponent, All Blacks could have actually scored again.
Yeah,
they had that clear chance. And they could have even gone 3 up or even 4 up. But the point here is that Accra Suffolk, when they take risks, they get goals.
So are you saying they've been 2 consecutive teams this season?
Exactly. He's scared that he doesn't even have the materials to get a lot of players. Yeah. Because obviously of the transfer ban and all that. So he's managing what he has. And the best way to manage is that let's not concede. If we get 1 or 2B, it means that we are securing that back line. But it has been the problem of them. If you won't score, you won't score us. Yeah. But when it really mattered,
they went all out and scored. Yeah.
Look at the first goal that they scored. The corner kick that came in. In fact, 2 players could have scored that goal. Yeah. The first one who kicked the ball was entering the net. 2, the one who had the overhead kick. And then exactly 3 players eager, hungry to score. That is how when you take risks, you get it. And you look at the second goal that they considered, men in the box, a back pass from Zulu Blast. He thought he was keeping it safe, and then he just pounced on it and scored. Yeah. In fact, they had a third chance that could have made it 3 in there for Accra Folk. So when they take the risks, they get scoring. And I think for coach, what's the name?
Yeah.
In a league like this, where the only thing that matters is the top. We know that Hearts of Folk fans will talk, but trust me, if Hearts of Folk had taken risks in some of the games, open the back, because he knows that if he opens the back, and Didi Drama is a very good coach, he knows that if he opens the back, he might fall prey to some of the attackers, and that's fine. But then it means you get goals, and you have 2 of the best goalkeepers in the league, brilliant defenders. Ali, that was one. I think if we have league moments this week, it will be that one.
That's because it. That block. He just puts his body on the line.
Yes, and then he stopped that goal from coming in there. So he should put more trust in the boys. Let's take some risks and make the Phobia fans happy. See, I think that even Kotoko are in the title race more than Accra Folk.
Interesting. We'll come to Kotoko. Sweden All Blacks, right? Now they are just, I think the same points. I think they're just 17th. I think 15th position, yes, above the drop zone, right? Do you think it is a missed chance for them? Because if they had won, it would have been 2 more points ahead of the drop zone. Now they are just lying right, above it.
On top, yeah.
Yeah,
same points
with
Brekum
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Before the game, you would have said that they would take a point from the game against Accra Folk, but considering how the game developed, obviously they would feel disappointed that they couldn't see out the game. They were 2 goals up against Accra Folk at the Accra Sports Stadium. They had a lot of opportunities, like he said. The fact that Accra Folk were taking too much risk made them vulnerable at the back. They had a couple of great opportunities that they could have capitalized on to seal the game, but they can equally take positives from that game. If you can go away from home against Accra Folk and put up a fight like this, then obviously you have what it takes to survive the Ghana Premier League. They just have to take inspiration from this performance and try to use that as a guide in their subsequent games as well, and see how far they can go in the league. At this stage of the league, it's not about playing beautifully, it's more about trying to get points. And I think Sweden All Blacks, judging by the performance we saw against Accra Folk, have what it takes to survive the league, and I'm looking forward to see how they would play in their subsequent games. My concern is that teams tend to lift there are games when they are playing against clubs like Accra, Suffolk,
they go all out.
Kotoko. I just hope that it's not a fluke, but it's actually a performance that they have earned and they can maintain in their subsequent games. So I'm looking forward to that and see how they would develop in the league.
All right, we'll go to Tamale and then match week 28 in the game, but we cannot go without talking about one of the biggest games on the weekend.
Yeah.
Indoma, Adriana up against Kotoko. So, I mean, the rivalry is tied so much. I mean, talk has gone on before the game. And then they played us a goalless draw.
Yeah.
And this is the second time this season that they play. I mean, the FA Cup, Adriana won on penalties. But in the league, I think that was the first time since 2023 that they have played a ball draw in the league.
Yeah.
Were you disappointed with the result?
I think that I was expecting Kotoko to
win?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was expecting Kotoko to win. And you see, again, you just said Indoma. And, you know, the talk and vibe, what the fans really expected, because remember the first leg and what really ensued and how they beat Kotoko in the FA Cup at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Now they are coming away, and some of the fans, some of the players, and the reception. So you check Kotoko's page, they've come out right after the game. They
actually thanked them.
Why
they actually thanked them?
Why?
See, don't mind the pressure there.
Exactly. So they actually thanking our senior journalist
Atapoku,
Yes, and there's people that Charlie, thank you for making sure everything was cool and all that. And then it just shows that kind of love. I think that it's that kind of game where it's about who wants it more.
Yeah.
And then if everyone shows their strength, it ends in a draw. Yeah. And so for me, although I think that I felt that Kotoko might be able to get, Kotoko usually get to end the season very well if you watch the past seasons. Although Karim Zito, the master magician, is no more. I think that it has gotten to a point where Adriana themselves, who are also in the title race, this is a very fantastic table, from first to sixth, even Kerala United are in the title race. Because 21 points to go, if you keep dropping points and anyone just keeps winning, you keep doing diligence, you go away, pick a point. You never know, you might be in that top race, and then with 2 games to go, you are just 1 point or 2 points behind. So I think that
on the back of the title race, right? Let's talk a bit about BB Stars. Augustine would tell you, bro, look, even if you bring Real Madrid, Barcelona, World 11, so long as you're going to Tamale, and Bas, I'm sure you know Tamale very well. So long as you're going to Tamale, no matter who you are, you're not picking points from there.
Yeah.
And so the day happened, Karela beat BB Stars in that particular game. For BB Stars, this is a team that, I mean, they were in second place for so long. Medeama slipped, 5 times on the bounce, and then the capitalized went to go on top. Now they are back in second place. Do you think it is over for them? They should forget about it. Because, look, I keep saying that whatever they are doing is not sustainable. They scored 29 goals, they've conceded 29. Goal difference 0. And I'm not sure how a team can actually maintain that in the title race. Because, one, if you're scoring and you're conceding, then how are you going to win games?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we can't say their title charge is over.
Yeah.
I think they were second a couple of weeks ago. They managed to come first. The number of points they made up for when they were second, this is just a mere 2 points gap between them and first place. Yeah. And they played in a very difficult game against Kerala. Yeah. Lots of clubs have struggled against Kerala away from home. So I don't think they would be downbeaten by the fact that they dropped points against Kerala. I mean, for a coach, the most important thing is in games like this, you would want to take positives from those games. And the fact that Medeama have shown vulnerabilities in the context of the league we're having right now, I don't think that Bibiani Gold Stars would in any way want to believe that they can't mount a challenge for the title. There are still some 7 games more to go. There are still a lot of points to fight for, and teams are going to beat each other. I mean, we know the Ghana Premier League, when you are playing away from home, it's always a difficult game for you. So it's about how they can bounce back from these defeats against Kerala. It's always about the next game. It's always about the games you are looking forward to. So I would be more interested in looking at how they respond to that defeat against Kerala. That would give us a better perspective as to whether they can continue their title charge. Like you said, I mean, the problem for them is that they keep conceding goals. Even though they are scoring, they are conceding a lot of goals. And it's very difficult to understand how a team is able to mount a title charge with that kind of form. But then again, they are just a couple of points away from top spots. They were top prior to match week 27. So we'll see what happens after match week 28. I mean, for them,
Okay.
they will still have
You know,
confidence in winning the league.
In the next 7 games, the easiest game for Biani Gold Stars is against who? Bottom Club 11 Wonders. And that's on the last day. Now, they will take on Dreams FC. They would also be playing
would
so
that
from
game
the
be
bottom.
Dreams away or home?
Dreams would be at home.
At home.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know Dreams, and you watch how Dreams are playing.
Yeah,
so I'm
I'm
starting from the bottom, yeah. So the last game for Gold Stars will be 11 Wonders. Then they do take on Dreams. Then they would be at home to Hoho United, who are in the relegation zone. So apart from 11 Wonders, the next easier game would be Hoho United. Apart from them, they have big games. There's Gold Stars up against Medeama. Medeama, that's the top of the table clash, depending on where they would be. And then the Summertex away, they will be at home, in fact. And then Aduana Stars, they face Aduana Stars as well. Then there's Bibiani Gold Stars taking on Nations. Nations also playing well. So you look at the big games lined up for them. It tells you that I think that it is almost over for them. And it is almost over. It is not over
Almost
yet. It is
over.
almost over for them.
Okay, because if you look at Medeama, so I don't think they would also have it because they are playing Bechem away.
Yeah.
With Augustine Amukr's form currently. I don't think any team playing against Bechem will see that as an amazing match. And then they go to, they host Kotoko in Takwa. And then after that, they would have to play Brekum Chelsea, which I believe they might get a win in there. And then the game against Bibiani Gold Stars. And then they play Basake at the AEK Ampire Arena. I don't see any team winning against there anymore. For real, because look, when the season started and then Basake, they play about 2 or 3 games away from their traditional home.
Yeah.
I think they lost I think they drew against Asara Cross of Okoso. And then after that game, their goalkeeper came out to say that, look, yes, we know things are not, they didn't start the season so well. But look, he promised the fans that if they go back to their traditional home, it is over for everyone.
Yeah.
And since they went back, no one has beaten them. So I actually don't see how Unity is going to pick points in Basake. But that's just by the way. And then they have to play Hearts of Lions, bro, Medeama. They have to play Hearts of Lions and Hearts of Folk back to back. Their last 2 games.
Yeah, if you're a coach of the 2 sides and I ask you if you want me Bibiani Gold Stars or Medeama, trust me, most people would want to pick Medeama games because for Gold Stars and the caliber of teams that they face. Because you're going to face Bibiani Stars.
Compared to
because Medeama still have to
play. Medeama has a lot more difficult fixtures.
Because they have to play Kotoko.
Yeah.
They have to play Bibiani Gold Stars themselves. And then their last 2 games, they have to play against Hearts of Lions and Hearts of Folk.
Well,
I don't see any.
I think that with Bibiani Gold Stars, we've just settled the score and established the fact that in the top, they are the only team from 8th. They are the only team with a 0 goal difference.
Okay,
and it tells you that the coach would obviously take the risk. They would concede a lot of goals. I see Medeama to be able to get a win and grind a win to the end.
1-0 win
and find themselves
I think I get your points on that front also.
But time will tell though.
Time will tell. Speaking of time, we are running out of time, but let's go to match week 28, where we start on Friday. So it's an Easter holiday, long weekend. So throughout the holidays, there will be a GPL match throughout, live on TV3, Onia TV, and streaming live on adisaplas.com. So on Friday, we start in Sudo, where 11 Wonders play Oho United. And on Saturday, our TV game, that is the only game on the day, actually, will be between Bechem United and the Medeama SC at 3 p.m. Also live on TV3, Onia TV, and streaming live on adisaplas.com. And obviously, Sunday special with 6 games in there. And then on Monday, we wrap up the holiday fixture. That is the Easter Fest on Monday with Asante Kotoko hosting FC Summertex 1996 at the Babaya Sports Stadium on Monday at 3 p.m. That game will also be live on TV3, Onia TV, and then also streaming live on adisaplas.com. But let's start with Friday. 11 Wonders, before talking about the fact that they are condemned, relegation, finalized and confirmed. But they are playing against Oho United on Friday. Oho United, they need to win to avoid the drop zone.
Charlie.
Right.
You know, I'm from the Volta region, and the Volta teams are very close to my heart. What they are doing to me, bro,
right.
It's not easy.
I think for them, last weekend they lost, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't play in Oho. They went to play in Tema.
Yeah.
But look, any team playing Dreams in Accra, especially if it is on an Astro turf, because Tuba is an Astro turf. And I don't know what went into that decision for them to go and play in
they also have an Astro turf. So they feel like, it's a ground that they
Dreams on an Astro turf, bro.
It's like
Dreams,
Prime Basa.
bro. Dreams and Vision FC. If you are watching Vision FC at home, Charlie, The more than they play.
Crazy.
Hey, forget.
For me, I was very, very disappointed. Very, very disappointed with that result. And obviously, you talked about them moving away from home. And you see, all this, that's why we tell the fans, we tell the teams, all these mistakes, don't do. You get it, don't, in the end, it hurts.
Yeah.
It hurt the team. And people don't get to realize anytime, you just talked about the Western Region team.
Yeah.
What's the name?
Basake.
Basake.
Yeah.
When they moved away from home, we saw we affected them. And it's very key that stakeholders, we educate our fans and everything. Help the team. Let's help ourselves. When I spoke to their PRO, the Hohe United, I realized that he came out with a statement that it was their first time offenders and all that. It has affected them.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have considered 3-0.
Not at all. I mean, not at all.
Anyway, coming up this weekend, I see if they come beat 11 wonders, bro.
They are doomed.
I'm sorry. Because I was there when they gained qualification.
Yeah.
Actually went to do a little documentary. And they told me, one of the coaches told me that their first season, they're going to be in the top 4. The next season, they'll win the league. I was like, you know me, like that. So, and this is where we find ourselves. But luckily for them, a win takes them out.
Yeah.
It's the first game. Just get your win. You put pressure on the likes of Sweden All Blacks, on the likes of Brekum Chelsea. So it is just simple. No two ways. Just get a win. Nothing. Masa.
Okay.
Masa. Nothing.
If they can, we will see. But on Saturday, Bechem United, Medeama, they need to win to stay at the top.
Yeah, difficult game for them. They are playing away from home. And on the back of that win against 11 Wonders, where they bounced back from their winless run in the last 5 matches, I think they have to take a cue from that and try and win this game against Bechem United. It's always difficult when you're playing away from home, but I want to believe that if you want to win the league, these are the sort of fixtures you have to win, and Medeama should not give any excuses. They have to go there, give the best of themselves, and try and win to maintain their lead at the top of the table.
If they fail to win, Gold Stars will have a chance against Nations FC on Saturday.
Yeah, Viviani Gold Stars,
Yeah.
Charlie. I'm sure they would be asking their goals, why us? They need to just get a win in this game. Nations FC will come strong. I think.
And Nations have been very poor away. I think they only picked the one away win so far against 11 Wonders.
Yeah. And for Nations themselves, you look at where they are 11th. They're also not far from the relegation. I mean, this is a very interesting Premier League table. But Viviani Gold Stars know clearly that a win takes them on top.
Okay, quickly. The other games we see Art of Folk, Young Apostles. Just quick predictions.
Yeah, I mean, Accra to Folk win.
Against Young Apostles. They are playing at home at Accra Sports Stadium.
Yeah, sure. Accra to Folk should be.
Also, even if they are playing home away, this I don't even see the difference. But there's Brekum Chelsea also against Brekum Adriana on Sunday also before we go to Monday. What do you think will win?
I think it will be closer to a draw than a win for both teams. It will be closer to a draw. But don't forget, Accra to Folk, the Germany boy is back. The Germany boy is back.
Everybody, Accra's book, everybody, this person is bad. That person is bad. Your ushi. What we in there? But I think if Adriana failed to pick up a maximum points in this particular game, they are tied to, chase is over for them, because I don't see Medeama in the likes of BBN dropping any more points going into this weekend and then the subsequent weekends. And then you wrap up the games on Monday with Asante Kotoko, big game against Samates.
Asante Kotoko at home.
Yeah.
Easter game, they need to put smile on the faces of their fans. They are playing at home. I expect them to win. Kotoko is one of those teams that I was expecting to actually win the Premier League title because they have very good players. They have very experienced players, not only good players but very experienced as well. You look at the quality in that Kotoko side. I was expecting them to do a lot more than they are doing this season, but you never know what happens with Kotoko. A small managerial decision and everything is just gone haywire. And I foresee them winning that game at home against Samatex.
All right, briefly before we go, so that is for match with 28. But before we go, I just want to pick guys on your thoughts on this. So the goalkeeping race.
Yeah.
Atakumi 11 goals, Augustine Okra 10. Richmond Opoku 10, Emmanuel Ano 9 in the goalkeeping race.
I think Atakumi stands.
But are the numbers more? People seem to think that they should have more goals, especially after 27 matches.
27 matches, 11
But this is the
goals.
Ghana Premier League we're talking about.
This is our own. Let's cherish our own. You know, last weekend they scored 19 goals.
Yeah.
The whole, the whole game week. And then before that, there was 18. And then before that, there was 18. And then before that, we had single number. So it tells you of the kind of league
How
that we have.
difficult it is to-
Yes, I think that it's okay. It's okay. 11 is okay. In the English Premier League, Haaland has how many? 16 or I think it's
more than
20 something. Yeah.
yeah.
But Bash, do we have an attacking issue? It feels like
No,
our forwards are not firing enough.
Yeah, that's always been a problem. I mean, even in the national team,
Yeah.
we can fold that as far as our attacking department is concerned. We have players who are very daring, who want to take on players, but in terms of having that goal-scoring instinct, we've always struggled with that. I think it's about time we learn how to push goals. Normal Ghanaian will feel like scoring in an empty net is not what excites him, but we've seen players in the past like Ruud van Nistelrooy who were hailed for their goal-scoring prowess. They enjoy scoring those tap-ins. I mean, they believe that those are the most difficult goals to score because staying on side to tap into an empty net is not easy. So, yeah, we need to encourage our players to do more of their goal poaching training so that we can get them score a lot more goals than they are doing now.
Well, I might just need to dust up my cleats and just return to the field after a 6-year break. I mean, I've been since COVID. I haven't really entered the field. I don't know why my producer is laughing, but I've always been a better player. So yeah, guys. I mean, if you see me on any of the field this weekend, Charlie Mandela is trying to net a couple of goals in there. But that is how we wrap up this episode of the Rough Tackle podcast. Remember that match between 8 starts on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and ends on Monday with Asante Kotoko hosting Samates at the Barbara Sports Stadium. Remember to like, comment, and share, and just get interactive with us on our social media pages at Ghana Premier League and also on YouTube as Ghana League. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's just get interactive on there. Remember, my name is Mandela Yao Anuvabe. I did this with Aji Jones and then by Bashiru I started for Mutala Yakubu, your regular host, and my senior colleague here as Media General. Thank you.